Hey friends, welcome back to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel, and today is my second installment in the 2024 Canuary series brought to you by Sutton's Days and 4-jar canning lids. They're doing a great collaboration the entire month of January to help you get inspired, plan some fun winter canning projects, and maybe even inspire you of some new things to grow in your garden this year. And I am excited because I knew exactly what I wanted to make even going into Canuary this year, and they were things that I needed to restock in my pantry shelf that I knew from my last gardening season I would need to restock. So I hope to share with you guys some ways that you can use your canned goods to make other products. So my last video we used our canned tomato sauce to make enchilada sauce, and today we are restocking our ketchup. It is the only thing I use a Mrs. Wages packet for. I've tried many attempts of making good old-fashioned ketchup, coming up with various homemade from scratch recipes. And I'll tell you, nothing really beats Mrs. Wages in my mind. So I'm using 3 quarts of just pure tomato sauce. And I did that by harvesting the tomatoes from the garden, of course, and then running them through my Victoro strainer. Gets a lot of the peels and the seeds out, and you're just left with a lovely tomato sauce. I can't remember if I cooked this down a bit beforehand. It looks thickish, but we may need to cook it down a little bit more. So let me tell you the ingredients we're using today. 3 quarts of tomato sauce, 1 packet of Mrs. Wages. I have 2 cans of tomato paste out. Now the Mrs. Wages packet only calls for 1 can, but I'd rather not have to cook this down too much if I don't have to. So that's another trick I use a lot in a lot of recipes. Is I keep like a case of tomato paste, and then I can use it to thicken up my own tomato products so I don't have to cook down my tomatoes so much. 2 cups of white vinegar, and then it calls for 1.5, I think, cups of, 1.5 cups of white sugar. And I have, some overflowing, about 1 cup of honey. So we're gonna do it honey-based and not sugar-based. So, ready? Big old pot. And then this is gonna be a lot faster than doing it from your garden from scratch, meaning that I've already gone through the process to harvest and put up my tomato sauce. So, listen, if you're new to canning and preserving, or if you've been there and done that, you know come September, you're pretty exhausted. And you get to the point where you're like, if I see another tomato come in this house, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. And when that time comes, don't give up on yourself. Don't throw all your tomatoes away. Just can you up a whole bunch of either diced tomatoes or tomato sauce, and then when you feel better about life again and you have some energy, you can can some more products. So that's what we're doing today, because I find myself there at the end of harvesting season all the time. And I'm like, how can I put up all this food fast? And that is one way to do it. So now I'm just gonna pop open one of these for now. Let's go ahead and add I should read the instructions, make sure I don't do this wrong. Yep, okay. The 2 cups of vinegar. Let's add our tomato paste. I'm just going to start with this 1 can and see how it feels. I think that's going to be good, just the 1 can. So let's head over to the stove, because now we need to bring this to a boil, and then add our sugar and Mrs. Wage's mix. Okay, while that is going, I also got my steam canner out, and this has water in it, and I just have it like on a medium-low because this will be hot when it's time and ready to can. So I'm going to need my canner nice and warm so that we're putting hot jars into a hot canner. And there's two methods to this. So this is going to either be a water bath canning recipe or a steam canning recipe. You do not need to pressure can this. And there are two methods when you think about canning, regardless of pressure canning or water bath canning. Steam canning is basically you want to make sure that your product, your food product, your jars, your canner are like temperatures. So if you're doing, say, like raw packed meat, chicken, beef, something like that, and it's cold, you want to put it in a cold canner with cold water. If you're doing, and bring those things up to temperature together. If you're doing something hot, like we're doing today, where we're boiling a product, we're going to fill the jars, put hot jars into a hot canner so that they're like temperatures. So that's why I have this warming up, because this is not going to take long at all. And even if you choose to do this year from fresh garden produce, it really is quite a quick process. You just need to chop your tomatoes and then process the skins and seeds out. If you like, that's not even required, but you know, the skins and seeds don't come out of a squeeze bottle very well, so that's one of the primary reasons to do it. And then some people will say that seeds and skin can leave your tomato products maybe tasting a little bitter. I've never experienced that, and I leave the seeds and skins in almost everything other than like ketchup and barbecue sauce. So just waiting for this to come to a boil. I'll be right back with you guys and we'll do the next step together. Okay, so I did want to point out one thing. I remember mentioning at the beginning of the video, I didn't think I was going to have to boil this down, but I would check. And you get comfortable with canning tomato products when you're starting with fresh tomatoes. What it looks like when you're having to reduce that initially, you'll notice that there's like water that you have to boil off because tomatoes have a lot of water content in it. And it kind of like almost stands at the top layer of the tomato product, and there's none of that here. This is just solid, thick tomato sauce. So I don't need to boil this down at all. And we're just about boiling. It's starting to bubble around the edges, so pretty darn close. And then we'll be slowly adding our Mrs. Wage's and the honey. And I'm dreaming about meatloaf right now because that's why I need to restock this, because I've been craving meatloaf oddly and I'm all out. Okay, I'm going to start working on my sugar, which is my honey. No, I've never made it with honey before, but we're trying to really reduce our white sugar consumption and replacing it with all that wonderful honey that our bees produce. And it's an adjustment, but we're doing it very happily. Okay. And then we're gonna whisk in our Mrs. Wage's. And this really thickens it up. And then this goes for 5 minutes. Need to reduce our heat. Okay, we're just gonna simmer this, like I said, for 5 minutes. And then, well, it's time to jar it up. It was that fast. I'm telling you what, I love quick canning. I think next to making jam, making simple syrups, canning fruit juices, having shelf-ready tomato sauce to make things with, whether it's pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, chili base, enchilada sauce, ketchup, you name it. Can't be beat it. Just can't beat it. So we're going to a 1/2 inch of headspace. I should get 6 pints, I think, being that I started with 3 quarts. We'll see, I might have a little extra. There's like good onion powder, garlic powder, and that Mrs. Wages stuff that really brings out some yummy smells. Maybe even some clove I'm getting. If you guys have questions on canning tomato products, we do have an entire tomato canning playlist out there on YouTube of all the things we like to do in this house with canning tomatoes. And I swear that if you're just planting your garden, variety is the spice of life when it comes to making tomato products. I would say aim for at least a variety of 5 different things, from your yellows to your purples to your paste tomatoes and your beef steaks. It really, really makes a huge difference. And you're not left with like a really bland or overly acidic, too sharp for your taste buds, anything like that. It just, it works. Even cherry tomatoes, throw them in there. Okay, yep, I think it's gonna work just fine. I'll probably top off these a little bit more. All right, I think I can get one more jar. Let me go grab one, get it washed up, and we'll be right back. All right. Probably about 4 ounces left in that jar that I can just put in a container in the fridge. So not bad. 7 pints, yeah. Let's now clean the rims of our jars. Oh, I should debubble. You know what I'll do when I'm done canning this? I will pour some on a plate so you guys can see like the consistency of it. Is it French fry dippable? Cheeseburger spreadable? Okay. Now we can clean our rims. So I just have vinegar on a cloth. I'm just gonna clean those rims up because this would be something sticky and ooey and gooey that could create a false seal. Maybe not right away, but in the future it definitely could. So you just wanna give your products that you're putting up in your pantry the best chance of some good stable life on the shelf. All right, and 4 jars. They're a sponsor, and you know we use them here in this house. I'm not gonna say exclusively because I do use quite a few Care and Ball canning lids too. It's usually just whatever I grab when I go down there, but I will tell you, 4 jars is a quality product that I have never had a failed seal. They seal every single time. Customer satisfaction's wonderful. Just, it's a great company to work with. And we do have a discount code that I will leave for you in the description box below. And one more. All right, how about that? Head over to our steam canner. If you guys haven't seen one of those, they're pretty fun to use. Okay, so this is a steam canner. There's just water to the level of the tray. Its brand is a Fruit Saver. I'm pretty sure this is the only brand that makes this, at least that I've found. And you can find that in our Amazon shop. Now we're just gonna load up our jars. And this will need to can. You use steam canning very similar to water bath canning with respect to like timing. So let me see if I can get this to show up. This is kind of hot. You can see the camera good, but anyway, there's blue and yellow and orange and green lines, and it's different zones. So you need to research your zone for steam canning. And then when you get to the green, and then there's the feet elevation. So we're following this blue line, right? Because I'm at less than 1,000 feet elevation. And Lord, the older you get, the worse your eyes are. Yep. So the blue line is 0 to 3,000 feet. I need to follow this till I'm in my green section, which is the dark green. I know it's hard to tell. Anyway, and then that's when I start my timer. Once I get to that pressure zone, steam pressure zone, I guess. So I'm going to turn it up high. Make sure you got your seal in there good. I think I do. There we go. There we go. It's in now. Okay, now I'm just going to be watching for my zone to come up to this green section and then set my timer based on that. And it says all those words right here on the little dial. Start timer when your needle reaches your zone's green zone. So 25 minutes is what we need to do. Okay guys, we have about 10 minutes left to go on the canner. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video regarding this collaboration, there's going to be some awesome giveaways at the end of the month. So the way to participate, if you want to participate, is in our description of today's video or any of the descriptions of the participants of Canuary, there'll be a list to channels who are participating. So watch the installments from everyone participating for Canuary in 2024, and this is on YouTube. Participate in it, like the video, leave a comment. The comments will be entered into a drawing that Lisa Sutton and 4 Jars will host on January 31st for, I believe, a 4 Jars canner, maybe even a steam canner. Both channels, 4 Jars and Sutton's Days, are giving away canners. 4 Jars is giving away a bunch of lids, dish towels, all kinds of things. So I'm not sure if there's like multiple winners or one big grand prize. I would imagine that there's multiple winners. So if you're in the need for any kind of canning supplies, this is a great opportunity to win something, but more importantly, to just learn some amazing recipes out there. I know I've been watching, and there's some good tidbits that I'm getting, like Lisa just did beef enchilada in a jar. I'm like, no, beef burritos in a jar. And I'm all about fast and convenience, and I'm just like, yes, that's going on my to-do list. I told you guys I would show you the ketchup. So this is that little bit that's left. And I'm going to dunk my finger in it because this is ours in our kitchen. And look. It doesn't drip. It doesn't slide. Pretend that's a ketchup. Or, pretend that that's a french fry. That's pretty good. So good. I don't miss the sugar at all. Honey was a great way to go. So pretty soon those jars will be done. And as always, I'll leave my canning videos. I like to leave people that warm, fuzzy feeling of how they look coming out of the canner. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and thanks for watching.
you more.